Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I wish we'd just stayed one more day.
The film begins with Nancy Stokes, a 57-year-old retired teacher who has spent most of her life being a wife, a mother, and a teacher. But after her husband dies, Nancy realizes that there are many things she has never experienced in her life. Her marriage had become routine, and she never felt completely comfortable with herself. Determined to finally step outside her comfort zone, Nancy books a hotel room and arranges to meet a young man named Leo Grande. When Leo arrives, Nancy immediately becomes nervous and starts questioning her decision. Leo, however, remains calm and patient, choosing to talk with her instead of rushing anything.
Most people say when a woman's over about 42 that she's sexy for
Well, Nigella is empirically sexy at any age.
What starts as an awkward meeting soon becomes much more meaningful. Because Nancy isn't simply looking for a new experience, she is about to confront years of insecurity, regret, and questions about the life she has been living.
I'll drink to that. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted because up close you really are very good looking.
Thank you.
Nancy still looks nervous inside the hotel room. Leo tries to make the atmosphere more comfortable by talking to her, but Nancy admits that the whole situation feels completely unfamiliar to her. She explains that she isn't used to doing something simply for herself. Leo then asks about Nancy's life and her marriage. His simple questions slowly encourage Nancy to open up about her late husband. She begins to realize that for most of her life, she followed what other people considered right, instead of thinking about what she actually wanted. Leo doesn't judge her, and instead makes Nancy feel comfortable enough to talk honestly. But the longer they talk, the more Nancy realizes that the real problem isn't Leo. It's the way she has viewed herself for all these years.
You feel you're somehow betraying your husband? His memory, I mean?
What? Oh, no. Very me. I'm a teacher. Well, I was a teacher.
Nancy begins telling Leo about a memorable experience from her teenage years. As she talks, she becomes more relaxed and briefly forgets about her nervousness. Leo notices the change in her and realizes that the memory has made Nancy feel more comfortable with herself. After Nancy finishes her story, Leo moves closer and kisses her first. Nancy is surprised by the moment, but it changes the atmosphere between them and marks an important turning point in their relationship. For the recap, we can keep the scene focused on Nancy's emotions and the development of their connection rather than describing the intimate details.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Listen, if you need to...
Leo then suggests that Nancy continue with what they had originally planned. However, as the moment gets closer, Nancy becomes nervous again. She starts overthinking the situation and questions whether she is truly ready to take this step. Nancy becomes visibly uncomfortable and unsure of how to react. Leo notices her hesitation and tries to make her feel more at ease. He doesn't pressure her to do anything she isn't ready for. Instead, he gives Nancy time to process her feelings and make her own decision. Nancy then reveals that her nervousness isn't only about the situation itself. After years of struggling with her confidence, she finds it difficult to simply let go and accept herself. Leo continues to reassure Nancy that she doesn't have to rush. Slowly, Nancy begins to understand that this meeting isn't simply about what happens that night. For her, it is an opportunity to face her fears, accept herself, and finally do something without constantly worrying about how other people might judge her.
What's this? Oil rig in the North Sea. What will get you back in the mood?
I wish we'd just stayed one more day.
A week after their first meeting, Nancy returns to see Leo in the same hotel room. This time, Nancy comes more prepared. She even brings a list of 5 experiences she wants to try for the first time, as if having a plan will make everything feel more organized and under control.
Number one, number two, you perform oral sex on me. Me on top. 5, doggy style. Oh, does it? Oh, good. Good.
However, Nancy still looks tense and takes her plan too seriously. When she begins going through one of the things on her list, the atmosphere becomes awkward again. Things become even more interrupted when Nancy's phone rings and she receives a call from her daughter. The conversation pulls Nancy back into her everyday life as a mother. Leo then tries to help Nancy relax by asking her to dance and later giving her a massage. Slowly, Nancy begins to let go of her tension. Their second meeting ultimately becomes less about the list Nancy brought and more about Leo helping her feel comfortable with herself.
I don't care, can't take it, and I don't give a can't take it anymore. You can't live like
Oh, shit.
After the call with her daughter ends, Nancy still looks tense and struggles to regain her focus. Leo then tries to change the mood by asking her to dance. At first, Nancy feels awkward and refuses, but she gradually follows Leo's lead and allows herself to enjoy the moment. After that, Leo helps Nancy relax with a massage. Their conversation continues, and Nancy begins to realize that she has spent so much of her life focused on being a mother and a wife that she has barely thought about her own happiness. This moment allows Nancy to open up even more, while Leo continues trying to make her feel comfortable without judging her.
Horse across the desert.
As the atmosphere becomes calmer, Nancy and Leo's conversation starts to become more serious. Nancy admits that she is worried she won't be able to afford another meeting because Leo's services are quite expensive. She then begins talking about her younger years and how she feels that for decades she's sacrificed many opportunities for the sake of her family. Leo then tells Nancy about his younger brother who is a soldier and how their relationship has become distant. When Leo suggests that Nancy meet him again, Nancy misunderstands and thinks that Leo simply wants to earn more money. Leo then explains that his work isn't just about money. He also finds satisfaction in helping his clients feel more confident and comfortable with themselves. Nancy then books a third meeting with Leo. This time, Nancy feels more confident because she has started to get to know Leo and she no longer feels that her body is something she should hate or hide. However, after the meeting, Nancy does something that makes Leo angry. She admits that she searched for Leo's personal information and discovered his real name, Connor. Leo feels that Nancy has crossed a line and violated his privacy. Nancy tries to explain that she did it because she felt they were getting to know each other and she wanted to learn more about Leo's life. But Leo doesn't see it that way. Instead, he asks Nancy how she would feel if he revealed her identity as a client. Their conversation becomes tense, and Leo eventually decides to leave.
Just go to company's house website and your company, and that's how I found out your name, your real name. Hang on. Hold on. I don't mind.
No, thank you. I'm not interested. You haven't, so I'll be going now. Please don't attempt to book me.
Come on, it's not so bad.
My name is Leo Grande. And by the way, Nancy Stokes, I'm gonna leave now, Nancy.
Nancy eventually meets Leo one last time. By this point, their relationship is very different from when they first met. Nancy, who initially struggled with shame and insecurity, begins to understand that her biggest problem isn't her age, but the way she has viewed herself for so many years. Leo also becomes more open about his own life and his relationship with his family. Nancy realizes that Leo has his own problems and insecurities, which he has been hiding behind his confident personality. They finally talk more honestly and begin to understand each other without judging one another. Before they part ways, Nancy realizes that her experiences with Leo have completely changed the way she sees herself. She no longer sees herself only as a mother, a former wife, or a woman getting older. For the first time, Nancy begins to accept that she also deserves to have her own desires, happiness, and life. In the end, Nancy leaves the meeting feeling much lighter. She returns to her life with a new perspective, while Leo continues on with his own journey. And the film ends with Nancy finally beginning to make peace with herself.
Take care, Nancy.